Hello there, YouTube. This is a video response to Inventor Gorilla's call for a look at what you consider the attributes of a god or divine being. And, well, I don't think I would probably differ that too much from Inventor Gorilla in my personal views. However, I will be giving you some historical context as to the development of these ideas, these figureheads through history. From what I know of the ancient history, the idea of a universal creator god being the one and only is relatively recent. And it's not necessarily directly connected to Judaism either. Surprise, surprise. We have earlier monotheistic religions. Zoroastrianism is estimated to be earlier, but we're not entirely sure. They're more dualistic. They've got an embodiment of all that's good and an embodiment of all that's evil. Ahura Mazda and Araman. So, unlike, say, God and Satan, Ahura Mazda did not create Araman. Araman is an equal and opposite entity. Anyhow, what we find in a lot of these sort of God stories is we find very, very human characters, even in the earliest sort of historical references we have to Jehovah. We have a very sort of a human attribute to him, although he is, in the modern understanding, a completely ununderstandable, because infinite power, infinite wisdom and all that, it's just very difficult to get your head around. But then you have these very human characteristics, so you can't say that a attribute of a god is that they are sort of inhuman and impersonal, because that just makes no sense. So they've got to have a human element to them. Power-wise, they vary. As I said, with the modern, in a sort of monotheistic biased world, we have the idea of a complete universal power, going down to the Norse gods, who of course believed that, well, they knew that they were all going to die, and they were determined to enjoy themselves before that happened. So that implied that their gods can die, and indeed other ancient gods, the Egyptians, the Greco-Roman pantheon had a lot of death and mutilation and horrible stuff happening in them. I can't say they were morally perfect beings either. In historical context, we look at various a lot of the old mythological stories we have a lot of sort of very dubious going on, even within the Abrahamic faith. We have a lot of dubious things going on that we may not understand from a human morality point of view. So that's not a thing. So power isn't the same. Mortality isn't the same. It doesn't define it, and morality doesn't define it. So what is it really that defines a godlike creature? To me, I'd say you've got something to learn from the story. You've got some kind of moral, some kind of message to learn from the essence of the story. And that's the same thing, because ever since the Age of Enlightenment, we've been moving away from just having this one character we're all writing about, and starting to write about various other worlds, other dimensions, other fictional universes, and fictional characters, and I'd say the ultimate expression of this would be the comic book superhero, because you have characters who are pretty much allegories for a particular point of view, who are used to espouse a particular point of view. I mean, there was a lot of hoo-ha around the second Batwoman when she came out, because everyone's saying, "Oh, DC's being political. DC's being political." Yeah, as if being gay is a political thing, but that's another story. But no, it wasn't. It was just doing exactly what they've been doing for ever since they began. Albeit that their initial owners had some very dubious morals of their own, but that's just the risk of what you do when you have these creative minds. So, as I see it, there's a very, very wide definition of what constitutes a divine being, and you can't necessarily be entirely wrapped into the biases that naturally being in a dominated monotheistic culture would predispose you to. But I say that the one thing I can find that links them all is that there is something to learn. No matter how much of an asshole this person is, there is something to learn from the character, and that's just my thoughts.